So starting off, we have basic controls. You can press either X or the A button to bring up the miracle menu. From here, you can add terrain, animals, humans, and even perform miracles. Pressing the menu button on the left control or B on the right control will pull up the menu. From here, you can access the settings and you can load or save a game. Keep in mind, the game will automatically save every 5 minutes. The Y button offers 3 different zoom options. You can use the analog sticks to teleport throughout your world. Now, here's the tricky part. The buttons that are usually used to grab on other games are actually used to move here. You can move up, down, left, right, forward, and back by holding the grab button and moving your hand in the direction that you wish to move. Now on this game, the trigger buttons are actually used to grab items or people. And like any other game, if you press the Oculus button one time, it will bring up your Oculus Quest dashboard in-game. This is a new feature, I believe. Also, you can double tap the Oculus Quest button, and that will give you the voice command option, knowing what to build. So as your citizens start building their cities, as you move towards any type of establishment that they built, you're going to see a clear circle. Inside that circle will be an image. That image is going to let you know exactly what type of resource they're looking for so they can build their establishment in a better manner. For example, if you see pictures of wood inside that clear circle, you're going to want to place a forest near your city. Now from your miracles menu, you're going to see animal, right? Placing animals on different terrain will generate different animals. So here's a list of the different animals you can generate by placing an animal on different terrain. If you place an animal on grass, a deer will populate. If you place an animal on ice, you will populate polar bears. If you place an animal on pine forest, you'll generate wolves. Desert and oasis both generate snakes. If you place an animal in the savanna, elephants will appear. If you place any animal on a swamp, you'll get an alligator. And if you place animals in the sakura, you'll get bunnies. Okay, now outside of generating different animals on different terrain, you can also get different natural resources. All right, so as you progress your civilization, when you go to that clear circle, it may show that they need copper, coal, iron, or gold. Now you're gonna get these by placing mines. If you place mines on different terrain, it's gonna generate different natural resources. Now, also, if you place a mountain next to different terrain, it will generate a different type of mountain, which they will mine different resources from. So here are the different terrains and the different natural resources that you can mine from those specific pieces of land. And depending on the type of terrain, you're going to generate different style cities. So if you build oasis, that's the desert, but it also has palm trees on it, that's going to generate an Arabic style city. If you use the savanna, that's going to generate African style cities. And if you use the sakura, that's going to add Asian style cities. Okay, so we have the 4 different cities. The ones that you start off with grass, the Arabic style, the African style, and the Asian style cities. But you can also add humans. Now, if you add humans to your city, it's going to help them to grow and modernize faster. And it's also going to cause new cities to pop up. Right now, I have 8 cities. I started off with 1. You can also add scientists. Now, scientists are going to generate knowledge for your cities, but they also reduce the faith level. So you want to keep it balanced. And lastly, you can add priests. They're going to add faith back to your cities. So this game is all about keeping balance. You want them to get the knowledge from the scientists so that they can expand and modernize faster, but you also want to make sure you have priests so that you can keep the faith. Okay? Next, this game is not all peaches and cream. There are some bad things that can happen. Firstly, we have heretics. Now, these people are very easy to spot. They're going to be dressed in all red, and they're basically haters. They're haters. They're out here spreading disinformation about you, causing the faith levels to decrease. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they're just talking shit about you. You want to go to them, find them, use that trigger button to grab them, pick them up, and toss them into the abyss. All right? You don't want to keep these heretics around. Next, we actually have UFOs. Now, the UFO is going to come down and they're going to start abducting your citizens. It's crazy. However, you can also grab them. Similar to how you can grab the heretics, you can go over to the UFO, grab the saucer, and toss it back into space where it came from. And lastly, you have fire. Yeah, wildfires do spread here. The faster you can respond, the better. When there's a fire, go to that area, pull up your miracle menu, and you're going to use the rain miracle. Drop that down. A cloud will come over the area, rain will fall down, and it'll wipe away all the fire. Now, outside of the disasters, there are some essential miracles that you're going to need. Okay? Now, one of them is healing. Now, if you go to your city's name and it's in white letters instead of the blue letters that it's usually in, that means the people in that area are either sick or the heretics have gotten to them, but you're losing them. So if you take the healing miracle and throw that down into a certain city, you'll see that the letters will go from being white back to being blue. And if you ever just pick up a random citizen and hold them with the trigger button, at the bottom you can see if they're fine or if they're sick. If they're sick, you can heal them. Okay? Outside of healing, we have regen, which regenerates. So when the fire comes down, we were just talking about the fire. So if there's a fire that breaks out, and you use the rain to make the fire go away, you're gonna see that if it was a forest, all the trees are gone. Or without the fire, if you had a forest and your citizens were using the trees to build wood, you're gonna see that there are no more trees, just stumps. You can throw down a regen miracle and the trees will repopulate. That's a very good one. And lastly, the void miracle. Now you can use this if you accidentally placed terrain in a place where you didn't want it, or if you just want to restructure your city, like how you build your world in the beginning when you first start to how you're going to want it once you figure out how the game works. It's probably going to be two completely different visions. You can actually go back, drop down the void, and it will erase any terrain that was in a particular square. And I think that about does it. That covers everything in this game.